General Hospital spoilers. Willow's crushing blow finds out Drew blocked Michael Clinic visit. General Hospital spoilers for the week of May 12 to 16 reveal that Drew Kane's payback will get messy while Emma Scorpio Drake makes a horrifying discovery while Jason Morgan faces some challenges. For starters, Lulu Spencer will dive deeper into her adoption story, and that means digging deeper for the truth about Brooke Lynn Quartermaine and Dante Falconeri's firstborn child. The clues may continue to pile up when it comes to Giovanni "Gio" Palmieri's true parentage, but how long will it take Lulu to fully solve this mystery? Could Lulu get enough of a hunch to do a secret DNA test at some point? Whatever the case, Lois Cirillo is sure to be a bundle of anxiety as she worries about the possibility of this Gio shocker blowing up. In the meantime, Brooke Lynn and Harrison Chase will move forward with their plans for a brand new adoption, but there could be some snags along the way. Other GA spoilers say Jen Sidwell will hope for good news. After Sidwell makes a proposal to someone, he'll await an answer and hope his offer is accepted. No matter who Sidwell's teaming up with this time around, you can bet more drama's brewing. Sidwell is always up to something, so he'll no doubt be cooking up something devious. Elsewhere, Drew will make some vengeful moves against Portia Robinson and Tracy Quartermaine. Thanks to Brad Cooper's help, Drew will find himself in the prime position to go after payback. However, there's a problem since Drew's theory is only half right. Portia helped Nana Reeves with the drugging and cheating setup, so Tracy's about to get dragged into a mess she didn't actually make. As for Willow Corinthos, she'll stand by Drew despite Nana's attempts to turn her daughter against him. Willow will become even more devoted to Drew instead, so Nana will become increasingly frustrated over this whole situation. Of course, Nina will also have to worry about Portia and whether she'll rat her out. Will Portia keep quiet about Nina's involvement once Drew takes vengeful steps against the doc? Next, Trina Robinson may ultimately see that Kai Taylor's surgery outcome wasn't so great after all. Kai plastered on a smile for Trina after taking a step in the corridor, but he looked unsettled over her shoulder moments later. It seems like Kai isn't finding it as easy to move as he thought, and may be in quite a bit of pain. Across town, Emma will turn in her extra credit assignment to Professor Henry Hank Dalton, but she's in for a rude awakening. The info is corrupted thanks to Jocelyn Jacks and Vaughn's sneaky plan, so Emma will make a horrifying discovery. Professor Dalton will obviously be disappointed in Emma, who won't understand how this could have happened. Will Emma eventually remember Jocelyn's the one who found her thumb drive in the sand and grow suspicious? The closer Jocelyn gets to scoring the research assistant gig that Emma wanted, the more likely it becomes that she'll accuse Joss of sabotage at some point. Finally, Jason will juggle multiple challenges. Between making sure Danny Morgan stays out of trouble and trying to nail down who Sonny Corinthos' mysterious threat is, he'll have a lot on his plate. General Hospital spoilers say the week of May 12 to 16 will bring some twists and turns, so stay tuned for updates on all the excitement. Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel, Messy Syrup. It's me, Abby, here. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Keep watching. So let's dive into today's video. As Kirsten Storms approaches her milestone 20th anniversary, portraying the often romantically entangled Maxie Jones on General Hospital, she recently offered a look at her character's complex love life. In a recent interview with Swoon, Storms shared her thoughts on the various romantic pairings Maxie experienced over the past 2 decades, and some of them were a bit odd. However, they helped to shape her character's storyline in the fictional town of Port Charles. One particular relationship that stood out in Storm's recollection was Maxie's involvement with the older character of Lucky Spencer, played by actor Greg Vaughn. Despite agreeing that Vaughn was attractive, Kirsten admitted that the romance between their characters felt a little strange for her. The feeling stemmed from their previous off-screen friendship, which traced back to Storm's teenage years. Naturally, she felt that he was a bit old for her. The storyline was characterized by Maxie's desperate and often questionable tactics to win Lucky's affection. Remember, it included a fabricated pregnancy. Additionally, she tried her best to sabotage his marriage to Elizabeth Weber. Kirsten Storms reflected on this period as crazy because her character made so many questionable choices. Beyond the dodgy pursuit of Lucky, Maxie's romantic journey brought a diverse number of partners, many of whom, she jokingly pointed out, met rather unfortunate and sometimes untimely ends. That led her to joke about her character possessing a certain Black Widowish quality. Entertainment Weekly recalled several of her past loves. They included Jesse Boudry, Cooper Barrett, Damian Spinelli, and more. There was also Johnny Zaccara, and even a brief connection with Franco. Talking about her collab with James Franco, Kirsten Storms recalled her initial feeling of both excitement and nervousness. She found Franco to be an interesting and genuinely unique person, and she particularly appreciated his grounded approach. Notably, daytime TV scenes run quickly, and filming time is fast and demanding. To her surprise, Franco seemed keen to learn, and he seemed extremely humble. Furthermore, Kirsten felt that he was honest about the challenges, and that made her describe the time as a great experience. In more recent months, Kirsten Storms' presence on social media briefly captured the attention of fans, triggering a moment of fleeting concern. Following a day of filming on the set, she shared a comment about wrapping it up. "That's a wrap on my time in Port Charles for today," she wrote in September. The way she wrote it made her fans briefly fear that the GH star was announcing her departure from the soapie. However, the ABC personality quickly talked about a more lighthearted topic. It related to navigating her daughter's 5th grade math homework. More recently, fans cheered Kirsten Storms on because after a short social media break, she shared a stylish photo in April, with fans praising her amazing and gorgeous look. Fans were happy for her because she'd taken a brief absence in December. It made fans worry because she had previously suffered from health issues. General Hospital spoilers say that our favorite blonde in this fictional town of Port Charles might be headed for a major breakdown. Of course, we're talking about Nina Reeves. It seems like everything that she's been doing to try and get Willow to walk away from Drew just hasn't been working to her advantage. Not only that, but a lot of people think it's only a matter of time before Nina's secrets will all be brought to light. She's also defending Willow to people like Carly and Tracy, who Nina secretly agrees with. It's really a lose-lose situation. As our loyal readers can imagine, the internet certainly did have a lot to say about the matter. Some have even commented with, "I think she will be so desperate to save Willow from Drew that she'll tell Willow she slept with Drew." The problem is, I'm not sure Willow will believe her. The only way Willow will receive it is if she hears it from Drew. Another fan wrote, "This current storyline serves the character of Nina in no way. She isn't looking clever. She isn't looking smart. She looks pathetic. People always say Carly, Sonny, and Jason always win. Well, Drew has been kicking everybody's behind in this whole storyline, and I don't get it." And then there was this comment as well. "I have to be honest. What is the purpose of Nina at this point? They need to get Nina out of this circle jerk, find a new meaning for her and purpose. All she does is hang around Drew and Willow for no apparent reason." It goes without saying that General Hospital fans will have to tune in each and every day to find out what will happen next. Watch this space for more. General Hospital airs weekdays on the ABC network. Check your local listings for times. General Hospital spoilers reveal that Willow Corinthos will face a crushing blow, so she may find out Drew Kane blocked her visit to Michael Corinthos in Germany. In GA's May 9 episode, Sasha Gilmore Corbin was taken aback by Willow's news regarding Michael. Willow informed Sasha that Michael refused to see her after she flew all the way to Baden-Baden, so Sasha gave Jason Morgan updates soon after. Jason went wide-eyed over that shocker, so he's probably already struggling to believe it. Since Jason knows Michael better than just about anyone, he must know that doesn't sound like something Michael would do. After all, it was Jason's idea to send Willow to the clinic so that she could talk to Michael in person. Jason wouldn't have suggested it if he thought Michael would reject the visit altogether. Of course, Jason also knows that Michael is hiding a secret betrayal since he cheated with Sasha and got her pregnant. It wouldn't make sense for Michael to act all high and mighty under the circumstances. That's why you can bet Jason will dig into this and try to figure out what really happened. Once Michael confirms he never even knew Willow was in the building, Jason may smell a rat. It may not take much for Jason to nail down the clinic employee Drew bribed, especially if Michael offers some insight. This could turn into a team effort to get to the truth. If Jason offers more money, he might convince the guilty clinic employee to blab about Congressman Kane paying her to say Michael didn't want anything to do with Willow. Whatever the case, Drew won't be able to conceal what he did for much longer. The truth is going to come out and will ultimately deliver a devastating blow to Willow. Since Willow indeed has some devastation ahead of her during the week of May 12 to 16, will Jason spill about Drew sabotaging her visit to Michael? Willow surely won't want to believe that at first, but Jason might get the employee herself to confirm that Drew's responsible. Michael might also share a phone call with Willow and promise he never would have shut her out like that, especially when she wanted to meet about the kids. Regardless, Willow will suffer from a broken heart on May 14, and Drew is the most logical person to break it. Drew's mistake may come back to bite him and leave Willow realizing maybe the naysayers have been right. General Hospital spoilers say Willow will have a lot to process, so stay tuned for her predictions on her future and where things will go from here. Denise Alexander, who played Dr. Leslie Weber on General Hospital from 1973 to 84, and again, starting in 1996, has died. The beloved fan favorite was 85 years old. Susan Brown, Gail, Leslie Charleson, Monica, and Denise Alexander, Leslie, appeared at General Hospital fan gatherings image. JPI, according to TV Insider, Alexander passed away just over 2 months ago on March 5, 2025. No cause of death has been reported. Born in New York City on November 11, 1939, Alexander was raised on Long Island. She began her career as a child actress, appearing in radio dramas including Perry Mason and I Remember Mama. Early TV appearances for the actress included The Ford Theater Hour, Kraft Theater, and The Twilight Zone. In 1949, she played Perry Como's daughter on Perry Como's Chesterfield Supper Club on NBC. But it was in the genre of daytime drama where Alexander made her mark as a performer. In 1988, Christopher Schmering wrote in the Soap Opera Encyclopedia that Alexander was probably the most consistently popular romantic heroine in the history of television soaps. Her first soap opera was The Clear Horizon, where she played Lois Adams. In 1966, she became a household name among soap opera fans, courtesy of her portrayal of Susan Martin, the rival to Julie Williams. Susan stood trial for the murder of her late husband, David Martin. Her attorney, Mickey Horton, helped her be found not guilty. In 1973, Alexander jumped networks after being courted by General Hospital to play the role of Dr. Leslie Williams. She played standard soap opera fare, including Leslie being reunited with her long-lost daughter, Laura. However, by 1977, General Hospital was facing a difficult challenge, languishing at the bottom of the ratings. Newly appointed head writer Douglas Marland and executive producer Gloria Monty thrust Leslie into the forefront. The Good Doctor confessed to the murder of David Hamilton to protect her daughter Laura, who had accidentally committed the deed. This 1978 story was instrumental in helping GH climb to the top of the ratings. Leslie's other big story around this time was the quadrangle with Rick, Monica, and Alan. Rick left Leslie after believing Monica had given birth to his son. When it came out that Alan was AJ's true father, Leslie and Monica had a showdown in the Quartermaine courtyard that culminated with Leslie slapping Monica across the face. After reaching an impasse over contract negotiations, Alexander checked out of GH in 1984. Leslie died after her car skidded off an icy road. Fans picketed the studio in protest, demanding that the character be brought back to life. In 1996, that wish was granted. It turned out that Stephen Cassadine helped fake Leslie's death to keep Helena from doing the matriarch in for real. Alexander recurred on the show for years after, on and off. In a controversial retcon of history, Rick and Leslie's union was sullied when Rick was saddled with a newly created backstory. However, Alexander was given compelling drama when Leslie consoled Nicholas after Emily's death, and when she supported Laura after she came out of her catatonic state in 2006. In 2013, the show's 50th anniversary year, GH treated viewers to a scene between Leslie and Monica at, appropriately, General Hospital, where they looked back at their tumultuous relationship. They also shared scenes in 2019. Alexander's last appearance on GH was in 2021, when Leslie demanded that Cyrus stop accosting Laura. In between GH stints, Alexander was lured back to NBC to play Mary McKinnon on Another World. There, she was reunited with Robinson, who played Jason Frame. Alexander was nominated for a Daytime Emmy in the category of Outstanding Lead Actress in a Drama Series for her role as General Hospital's Leslie in 1976. Off-screen, Alexander wore many hats. She served as a still photographer and production coordinator in the Katharine Hepburn film Ollie, Oxenfree, which was directed by Alexander's husband, Richard Kalla. She and Kalla met at Days, where he played Tony Merritt. She appeared in the web series Pretty the Series and The Inn, both executive produced and written by Steve Silverman. Alexander is survived by a stepdaughter, Elizabeth Kalla. Stephen A. Smith is known for his harsh but on-point sports analysis on ESPN. But GH fans know him as Brick, the security expert of mob boss Sonny Corinthos. The sports commentator's latest guest appearance on the ABC soap went viral. He opened up about possibly leaving ESPN and becoming an actor full-time. Stephen A. Smith went viral last week for his cameo on General Hospital. However, regular viewers of the ABC soap know that the sports commentator has been making appearances for nearly a decade. He debuted on the soap in 2016 as Brick, a security expert employed by mobster Sonny Corinthos. The role may have been intended as a one-time only thing, but due to popularity with viewers, the character is now recurring and pops up every now and again. Stephen A. Smith's latest appearance on the soap was life-saving for Sonny. Literally, an assassin disguised as a nurse went into Sonny's room with ill intent. But luckily for Sonny, Brick entered at the right moment. He immediately became suspicious of the nurse and took her out when she brandished a gun. The short scene was the talk of social media. Some fans even declared that Stephen A. Smith should get a Daytime Emmy for the guest stint. The sportscaster talked to People magazine about the viral moment. He said he usually doesn't watch his soap opera scenes, but watched that one because it was funny. The pulling out the gun and all of that stuff, and doing it, and then putting it in slow motion and stuff like that. It was hilarious, he told the outlet. While his soap role has gained him new fans, Stephen A. Smith is mostly known as a sportscaster. He joined ESPN in 2023. He's a featured commentator on the network's First Take show. The sportscaster just signed a 5-year deal with ESPN, but after that, could he join GH full-time? He told People magazine that he doesn't consider himself an actor. However, he's gotten a lot of praise from the crew at the ABC soap about how natural he is on screen. So it's something I've left the door open to because you never know what the future holds. Stephen A. Smith said about possibly making acting his full-time job. Brick isn't Stephen A. Smith's only acting credit. He made guest appearances as himself on the ABC comedy Black-ish and the movie Creed IE, to name just two of his credits. His role on GH is one of the first where he played a fictional character instead of a version of his sportscaster personality. But he just made his primetime acting debut. He was a guest star on this week's episode of Law & Order. Stephen A. Smith revealed to People magazine that filming a primetime show was very different from filming a soap opera. Soap operas only shoot in 1 or 2 takes, while primetime shows do multiple takes, even if the other takes were perfect. General Hospital spoilers hint that 5 hot kisses could be on the way. These surprising smooches could add some sizzle to Port Charles. So let's talk about the duos that might lock lips in the not-too-distant future. Cody Bell and Molly Lansing Davis have definitely been growing closer lately. That trend will continue, especially after Molly and Cody get confused for a couple. There's a good chance the Nurses Ball red carpet will bring that confusion, but it's the aftermath that we're most interested in. Will this grand event lead to Molly and Cody sharing their first kiss as they realize they want to be more than friends? Lucky Spencer is keeping Christina Corinthos Davis' risky secret and has been dishing out some advice along the way. The fact that Lucky is covering up Christina's role in the car crash could cause drama in his renewed romance with Elizabeth Baldwin. So what happens after things blow up? Lucky and Christina could get even closer if they share a kiss or maybe hit the sheets. GH fans have been making plenty of predictions about these two on social media, so we'll see how deep Lucky and Christina's bond goes. Elizabeth and Isaiah Gannon have a nice friendship that could cross the line into more. Isaiah is already bummed over Jordan Ashford putting Jen Sidwell's takedown over him so he could keep drifting toward Liz. Likewise, Elizabeth may lean on Isaiah once Lucky's secret-keeping becomes a bigger problem. It'd be soapy for Isaiah and Liz to have a romantic connection since he's buddies with Lucky, so could a lip lock be coming up? Jordan has gone to work for Sidwell as part of her undercover mission, but just how far will she have to take things? Sidwell seems like the type to want to mix business with pleasure, so Jordan may have to feign interest in him as more than just her boss. Could Jordan take her mission to the next level by kissing Sidwell and stringing him along? Jordan might have to cross into territory that's a bit more sizzling than she anticipated if she wants to accomplish her goal of Sidwell's downfall. Jason Morgan and Sasha Gilmore Corbin have kissed before to help sell their fake baby daddy charade, but a real smooch might be ahead of them. Sasha and Jason may be catching real feelings for each other, so that could lead to a genuine lip lock in the coming weeks. Jason and Sasha may surprise themselves with some unexpected complications as they truly start to fall for each other. General Hospital spoilers say all these kisses, and perhaps even more, could be brewing, so we'll bring you updates on any other hot pairing news. In the latest General Hospital spoilers, tensions rise as Jason Morgan embarks on a covert mission to Germany to uncover the truth behind Michael's shocking treatment during his recovery. After a dramatic encounter with Willow at the hospital, Sasha is left questioning the motives behind Michael's supposed rejection of her visit. Willow claims that Michael actively turned her away, but Sasha knows this doesn't align with the man she once loved. Something doesn't add up. Sasha shares her concerns with Jason, who is immediately suspicious. Jason, determined to uncover the truth, arranges a quiet trip to Germany, where Michael has been recovering after the explosion at Sunny's penthouse. Upon arrival, Jason visits a burn rehabilitation center on the outskirts of Munich, a place known more for its privacy than its publicity. He refuses to alert the staff in advance, determined to see Michael in his rawest form, without the masks of politeness. When Jason enters Michael's room, he is faced with a man who is physically healing but mentally sharp. The emotional scars run deep, and Michael reveals a series of shocking betrayals that have shattered his trust in those he once relied on. After the fire, Drew had positioned himself as Michael's caretaker, filtering all communication and isolating him from the outside world. Drew not only blocked messages from Willow, but also forged communications, misrepresented medical updates, and ultimately worked to keep Michael in the dark. The betrayal doesn't stop there. As Michael's suspicions grew, he uncovered that Drew had intentionally manipulated his recovery process. Drew had used his influence to isolate Michael, preventing anyone, including Willow, from visiting. Most damning of all, Michael learns that Drew had seduced Willow while Michael was incapacitated, carefully crafting a relationship with her under the guise of support. As Jason listens to Michael's painful account, he becomes even more determined to expose the truth. Michael's revelation is both heart-wrenching and infuriating. Drew not only manipulated his physical recovery, but also tried to erase him from his own life. Drew's actions were not those of a concerned family member, but of a calculated predator aiming to take over Michael's position in both the family and ELQ. With the evidence in hand, Jason vows to take action. He passes along a sealed folder containing crucial documents that reveal the truth about Sasha's sacrifice and the deception surrounding Michael's recovery. Sasha, despite the pain of betrayal, had protected Michael's dignity, even agreeing to let the world believe her unborn child was Jason's in order to shield Michael from further scandal. As Michael processes this new truth, the emotional weight of his journey becomes clear. The baby, once thought to be Jason's, is in fact Michael's child, a symbol of their second chance at happiness. Jason, now armed with undeniable proof of Drew's manipulations, prepares to return to Port Charles and expose the truth. There will be consequences, but Jason is resolute in his commitment to right the wrongs done to Michael and Sasha. The stakes are high as Jason prepares to confront Drew. This journey to Germany has not only uncovered the depths of betrayal, but has set the stage for a dramatic showdown that will have lasting repercussions for everyone involved. Michael, now aware of the full extent of the deception, is ready to reclaim his life, his family, and his future, with Sasha standing beside him as his unwavering support. As the situation in Port Charles continues to unfold, questions remain. Will Jason and Michael's plan to expose Drew succeed? Can Sasha and Michael find peace amidst the chaos? And what will become of Willow, caught in the crossfire of this devastating betrayal? In the end, truth, no matter how painful, will reshape their lives forever. In a gripping turn of events on General Hospital, Jocelyn thought she had mastered the art of deception, but an unexpected turn reveals a far more dangerous truth. Initially, Jocelyn believed that keeping a harmless lie hidden within the confines of her own life would be easy. Her fabricated story about Vaughn, claiming he was just a secret boyfriend, seemed like a simple solution to avoid conflict with her mother, Carly. However, Carly's sharp instincts quickly raised alarms about the authenticity of Jocelyn's story. Carly, a woman hardened by years of loss and betrayal, knew her daughter well enough to spot the signs of a lie. Jocelyn's awkward body language and refusal to make eye contact were telltale signs that something was wrong. Carly's suspicion grew further with Vaughn's cold, professional demeanor and his suspicious behavior. It became clear that there was more to Vaughn than met the eye. Determined to get to the bottom of this, Carly reached out to her trusted ally, Jason, to investigate Vaughn's true identity. Jason's investigation revealed startling truths. Vaughn's past was littered with changed identities and shadowy connections, tracing back to a secretive WSB program that was designed to handle morally questionable missions. Even more disturbing was the link between Vaughn and Jack Brennan, a powerful WSB figure who ran an unregulated covert operation. Jocelyn, who had been groomed for this program, was more than just a recruit. She was a pawn in a much larger game, manipulated for the benefit of those in power. Carly's worst fears were realized when she learned that Vaughn was not a partner to her daughter, but a handler assigned to monitor and control her. The truth shattered Carly's world, and the stakes became even higher. To protect her daughter from this dangerous web, Carly knew she had to act swiftly and strategically. With the information Jason had uncovered, Carly vowed to dismantle Brennan's operation, but she knew it would require more than just facts. She needed leverage. The intensity of the situation escalated as Jocelyn began to notice subtle changes in Vaughn. His actions became increasingly conflicted, torn between his duty as a handler and his growing feelings for her. Jocelyn's instincts, honed through her training, began to pick up on the tension, though she remained unaware of the full extent of the manipulation she was under. As Carly prepared for a confrontation with Brennan, she realized that the battle was no longer just about exposing secrets. It was about saving her daughter from a system designed to exploit her. The emotional toll on Jocelyn was immense, as she began to unravel the truth that she had been nothing more than a tool in an unethical experiment. The betrayal she felt was overwhelming, but it was also a turning point. Jocelyn's innocence was shattered, replaced by a determination to reclaim her future and expose those who had used her. For Carly, the mission was clear. She would stop at nothing to protect her daughter and dismantle the operation that had stolen her agency. As Jocelyn's journey took a darker turn, Carly became more than just a mother. She became a strategist, ready to take on the powerful forces that threatened her family. Recent developments in Port Charles have revealed a dramatic turn of events centering around Dante Falconeri. Following his son Rocco's hospitalization for acute alcohol poisoning, Dante's behavior has undergone a significant transformation. The once level-headed police officer has become volatile and quick-tempered, seeking vengeance against those he holds responsible for his son's condition. In a controversial move, Dante arrested teenagers Gio and Danny Morgan, charging them with negligent homicide for their alleged role in Rocco's alcohol consumption at a campfire gathering. This decision created immediate tension throughout Port Charles, particularly with Jason Morgan, Danny's father, who viewed the charges as excessively punitive for what was essentially teenage recklessness. The situation reached a breaking point when Lois Cirillo made the difficult decision to reveal a long-held secret. Gio is actually Dan's biological son, with Brooke Lynn Quartermain. According to sources, Lois had orchestrated Gio's adoption years ago, believing she was protecting both Brooke Lynn and Dante from scandal. Upon learning this devastating truth, Dante immediately dropped the charges against both teenagers, but the emotional damage had already been done. Gio now faces the challenge of processing his true parentage while dealing with feelings of betrayal from those who kept this secret from him. Meanwhile, Dante must confront the harsh reality that he aggressively pursued legal action against his own flesh and blood. This storyline powerfully examines themes of family secrets, accountability, and the possibility of redemption through honesty and forgiveness. The fallout continues to reverberate through Port Charles as all involved attempt to navigate their new reality. In a separate but equally explosive storyline, Drew Cain appears to be orchestrating an intricate plan of revenge against Nina Reeves. After receiving crucial information from Brad Cooper, Drew is piecing together evidence of Nina's involvement in a night he barely remembers, one that reportedly involved ketamine and an encounter with an escort named Justinda. Drew's investigation suggests that Dr. Portia Robinson may also be implicated in this scheme. As a newly elected congressman with political influence, Drew appears to be developing a multi-layered strategy to expose Nina's alleged role in drugging him. Sources indicate he may confront Portia with evidence linking her to the incident, potentially threatening both her medical career and her marriage to Curtis Ashford unless she reveals Nina's culpability. Additionally, Drew seems to be positioning himself to manipulate Willow Tate Corinthos, Nina's daughter. Reports suggest he plans to confess to a past relationship with Nina, while painting her as a jealous manipulator who orchestrated the drug incident out of spite. This calculated approach could effectively isolate Willow from her support network, leaving her increasingly dependent on Drew. The power dynamic in this situation raises significant concerns, particularly as Drew appears to be carefully controlling what information he reveals and when. The question remains whether he will fully disclose all details to Willow or strategically withhold certain elements to maintain leverage over both women. The third major development involves a potential alliance between Jack Brennan, head of the World Security Bureau, and Sonny Corinthos, following a series of coordinated attacks on Sonny, including a penthouse explosion and an attempted hospital assassination. Brennan has reportedly offered WSB resources to help identify the mastermind behind these incidents. Brennan's motivation appears to be multifaceted, combining professional duty with personal interest in protecting Carly Spencer, who remains deeply connected to Sonny despite their complicated history. Sources suggest Brennan may have proposed using WSB surveillance technology, encrypted databases, and international networks to track down Sonny's would-be assassin. The sophisticated nature of the attacks points to a well-funded operation. In one incident, a nurse was allegedly paid to administer a lethal injection to Sonny while he recovered from heart surgery, a plan foiled only by Brick's quick intervention. The calculated precision of these attempts suggests a powerful adversary with significant resources and inside knowledge. Current speculation centers around Natalia Ramirez and Jen Sidwell as potential suspects, with Brennan reportedly possessing evidence linking them to information leaks about Sonny's movements. However, some observers question Brennan's own motives, particularly given his secret recruitment of Jocelyn Jacks into the WSB without Carly's knowledge. This complex situation places Carly at the center of a power struggle between two influential men in her life. While Brennan represents a potential fresh start for Carly, questions remain about whether his assistance comes with hidden agendas. In a shocking development on General Hospital, Lulu Spencer has uncovered a decades-long secret that will fundamentally alter multiple lives in Port Charles. Following her investigative instincts after overhearing a cryptic threat from Lois Chirillo, Lulu has confirmed that Kai Taylor and Gio Palmieri are not only brothers, they're identical twins, both biologically fathered by Dante Falconer and birthed by Brooke Lynn. This revelation began with Lois Chirillo's casual but menacing comment that Dante would regret discovering Gio Palmieri's true identity. The statement triggered Lulu's suspicions, prompting her to investigate the connection between Lois and these two young men who had seemingly no relation to each other. Through meticulous surveillance, Lulu observed Lois making secretive hospital visits to Kai Taylor, who was recovering in the ICU. Despite Lois portraying these visits as random acts of charity, Lulu discovered evidence suggesting a deeper connection. Lois had been quietly funding Kay's education since his arrival in Port Charles, covering his private school and college tuition. Following further investigation, Lulu learned that Lois had been visiting both Kai and Gio separately, maintaining connections with both young men while keeping them unaware of each other's existence. This pattern of behavior raised significant questions about Lois's motivations and the true parentage of both boys. Taking extraordinary measures to uncover the truth, Lulu covertly obtained DNA samples from both Kai and Gio. Laboratory testing confirmed what she had begun to suspect. Both young men's DNA profiles matched Dante's with such precision that they could only be his biological sons, and moreover, they were twins. The tests revealed that Brooke Lynn had given birth to twins, not the single child she believed she had lost. Through circumstances yet to be fully explained, the twins were separated, with one becoming Gio Palmieri and the other Kai Taylor, the supposedly orphaned scholarship student. Armed with this irrefutable evidence, Lulu approached Brooke Lynn in her hospital recovery room, revealing the shocking truth about her twin sons. Despite her initial disbelief, Brooke Lynn quickly moved from grief to determination, resolving to reunite her family. Dante, upon learning he had 2 sons rather than 1, joined forces with Brooke Lynn, Lulu, and Sonny Corinthos to confront Lois and reunite the separated twins. They orchestrated a gathering at the Spencer estate, inviting both young men under the pretense of a celebration. At this pivotal gathering, Gio and Kai came face to face, instantly recognizing their remarkable resemblance. Dante emotionally acknowledged both as his sons, while Brooke Lynn confronted Lois about her years of manipulation and deception. Despite Lois' attempts to maintain control of the situation, her machinations were fully exposed. The Cirillo Charitable Trust, which had funded Kay's education, came under investigation, and Lois was escorted away by her attorney as her power over the situation crumbled. The episode concluded with a powerful scene of reconciliation as Dante, Brooke Lynn, and their newly reunited twin sons embraced. Gio and Kai began the process of getting to know each other, sharing stories of their separate lives as they began to forge a brotherly bond. For Lulu Spencer, whose determination had uncovered this long-buried secret, there was a profound sense of justice and closure. The Falconeri family, no longer defined by secrets and separation, now faces the future united, resilient, and stronger than ever before. In a shocking development on General Hospital, Lulu Spencer has uncovered a decades-long secret that will fundamentally alter multiple lives in Port Charles. Following her investigative instincts after overhearing a cryptic threat from Lois Cirillo, Lulu has confirmed that Kai Taylor and Gio Palmieri are not only brothers, they're identical twins, both biologically fathered by Dante Falconer and birthed by Brooke Lynn. This revelation began with Lois Cirillo's casual but menacing comment that Dante would regret discovering Gio Palmieri's true identity. The statement triggered Lulu's suspicions, prompting her to investigate the connection between Lois and these 2 young men who had seemingly no relation to each other. Through meticulous surveillance, Lulu observed Lois making secretive hospital visits to Kai Taylor, who was recovering in the ICU. Despite Lois portraying these visits as random acts of charity, Lulu discovered evidence suggesting a deeper connection. Lois had been quietly funding Kay's education since his arrival in Port Charles, covering his private school and college tuition. Following further investigation, Lulu learned that Lois had been visiting both Kai and Gio separately, maintaining connections with both young men while keeping them unaware of each other's existence. Gio and Kai began the process of getting to know each other, sharing stories of their separate lives as they began to forge a brotherly bond. For Lulu Spencer, whose determination had uncovered this long-buried secret, there was a profound sense of justice and closure. The Falconeri family, no longer defined by secrets and separation, now faces the future united, resilient, and stronger than ever before. Drop your thoughts in the comment section below. Do you agree or disagree? Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell for more updates. Your opinions matter, and I will see you in the next video. Thank you.